and it makes things worse and worse, and you still can't stop yourself. It doesn't make a difference. If they're upset, if they're angry, you're right, it makes no sense. But guess what, people? When we're angry, we start hitting on somebody, it makes no sense. It makes things worse and worse, and we still can't stop ourselves. They couldn't help themselves. It made no sense. They were angry, they were violent, and it made no sense. And that's exactly what's going on. Okay, so that's the theme of the parasha. Moshe Rabbeinu is going to constantly try to talk Moshe Rabbeinu, talk Paro into letting him out. Paro will be very stubborn about it, and again, he has a little bit of fantasy on his side, and he thinks he'll be able to beat up in Israel. But that's really Parashat Va'eira, and I just want to end. So Moshe Rabbeinu starts Lama Haresa. Why do you do these bad things? And now you have all these plagues that we'll see eventually are going to lead to a greater development. One last thing. When Moshe Rabbeinu, when Hashem keeps saying to Moshe, you speak, Moshe Rabbeinu says, he makes a kal v'chomer. If the Bnei Yisrael won't listen to me, certainly Paro won't listen to me. Right? And of course, this is one of the 10 kal v'chomers in the Torah. Kal v'chomer means if something, right? If I can
lift 5 pounds, I can lift.
Yeah, right. If I can do something hard, I still can do something easy. Kal v'chomer, right? If I can do something hard, I can do something, right? If I can drive a big truck, I can drive a little car, right? If I can, whatever case, if I can drive 80 miles an hour, I can drive 40 miles an hour, right? If I have $100, I have $50, right? So kal v'chomer. So this is a kal v'chomer. He says, if Bnei Yisrael won't listen to me, certainly Paro won't listen to me. So they all asked, it's not a kal v'chomer. The Torah says the reason why Bnei Yisrael didn't listen is mikotz ruach. Because they were too short-winded. They didn't have the time to think it through. They were just short-winded. Paro deals for different reasons. He had his own ego reasons. It's not a kal v'chomer. What's the kal v'chomer? Kal v'chomer, it can't be apples and oranges, right? I can't say if you can lift 100 pounds, so he certainly can lift 50 pounds. That's not true. I can say if you can lift 100 pounds, you can lift 50 pounds. That makes sense. But I can't say if you can lift 100, he can lift 50. What does that mean? Right? So what does it mean? If they Yisrael won't listen, so Paro won't listen. Two different reasons. So it's like this. Mikotz ruach, what it means, short-winded. It doesn't mean they're physically short of breath. It means they had no time to breathe or no time to think. That's what it means. They couldn't think things through. Paro kept them busy, so busy all the time. The shortness of breath means they couldn't think. Paro was guilty of avodah zarah. I'm a god, he's a god. What is avodah zarah? The Rambam tells us avodah zarah is, it started out with, with this Hashem, but I can't say Hashem, so I'll worship one of his emissaries, the sun, the moon, right? Avodah zarah really is not wrong. It just stops short. Avodah zarah is like, I'm worshiping this power. Okay, but where did this power come from? Oh, it came from here. Where did this power come from? Here. Famous medrash with Avram and Nebuchadnezzar, where with Nebuchadnezzar. So that, with Nimrod. Thank you. Yeah, with Nimrod. So Nimrod says, Avram says, "What do you worship?" I worship the wind. But why do you worship the wind? You should worship the cloud. I worship the rain. Why do you worship the rain? You should worship the clouds. Oh, you're right. I'll worship the clouds. Why do you worship the clouds? You should worship the wind that pushes the clouds. Oh yeah, I'll worship the wind. No, you should worship the sun that makes the wind, that makes the cloud. Right? In other words, avodah zarah is, you don't think things through to the end. You stop at a certain convenient point. I see the sun, I'm worshiping the sun. But where did the sun come from? I can't think about that, right? So avodah zarah is being short-sighted as well. You stop at a very convenient point and say, this I understand, I'm not going any further. So it is a kal v'chomer. If Bnei Yisrael are not thinking things through, so Paro's not going to think things through either. That's what it really means. There is a commonality. That they both have the something, that Bnei Yisrael are not thinking things through. So if they're not going to think things through and say, one second, maybe it makes sense that Hashem could do this because he did this and this, right? If they're not thinking things through, then I expect Paro to think things through. And that's a lesson for us in life in general, is that very often we're guilty of not thinking things through. We stop wherever we want to stop. I want to get to this conclusion, I stop over here. But what does that mean? I'm not thinking about that, right? So that's our avodah zarah. When we kind of stop at a location that we want to arrive at. Paro wanted to arrive at a location. I'm an avodah zarah. I'm a god. He stopped there. But what's up, Paro? Where do you get your powers from? Right? He didn't go any further, right? I don't mean to bring this up, but not lahavdil, but people who believe in evolution. So they say the two gases combined And that's how it is. But where the two gases get? Where the two gases come from? They stop at the two gases. Where the two gases come from? So Avodah Zarah is also guilty of that idea of stopping and not bring it to the end or to the final source. And that's what Bnei Yisrael also never suffered from. They couldn't think things through to the end. So that's much better said. If they don't listen, so then I expect power to think things through as well. I will stop here and we'll pick it up.
Thank you.
Oh, I cannot believe I'm going to Israel. So I'm going to Israel next Wednesday.